Hello, good morning. My name is Ace. We are working on a 3D mesh. We're almost done with our low poly clothing here. This is what we have. We got like a soldier type character. Making 3D meshes, to use as reference from a webcomic, by order of appearance when I can help it. And this is the first guy that appears. Right now we have we're moving along pretty well. This is my first time doing clothes, first attempt. I've done a lot of learning, just learning how to do the body. But for the most part, I did all the clothes on previous streams, and this is what we came up with. We're currently working on the load bearing equipment here for this guy. So we're going to continue doing that. All right, let's get into it. Now, originally I said I was going to skip this waist strap here does not have a belt buckle. It's more like a, I don't know, it looks like a hook, kind of like a hook clasp, I guess. But we can at least shape the belt in that in that uh in that shape. Just give me a second to find my bearings here. What is okay? Those are the pockets. Let's name those cargo pockets. Cargo, so we can find them easily if we ever need to go back to them. That's them right there. I made them their own thing. What I was thinking about doing was taking these and remeshing them so I can add more detail, like the flap and I guess they wouldn't have Velcro back then, right? It would be buttons. But no, I'm not gonna do that. I think if we keep them separate, maybe we can just put a texture on them that makes them look like a pocket. I'm not sure yet. We might not even need to do that because I have enough information here to just draw this myself when the time comes. We're just gonna have to attach them to the pants so that way when we rig it, the clothing will move with the leg. Pretty much it. Let's see, we got a LBE belt, okay, or load bearing equipment for short. All right, let's see, sculpt. Let's take a grab tool. All right, I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna go right down the center first. Let's center the character. It's a little shaky, but don't worry about that. I just need the, I just need this there. I need something here so that way I can then just draw it. It's so low poly that it's going to be difficult to make it 100% straight across, and I'm not going to remesh it because it's going to ruin the pretty much everything. So this is as far as we'll probably go as far as the polygon count. It's very low. Well, this is the belt, but we want to keep it low because we still have the body and everything else to consider. And we're gonna have to make low poly versions of the boots too. I think I might be able to do that on stream, but we'll see. And that'll be before we move on, and we're going to be moving into really uncharted territory. I did learn how to unwrap UVs and whatnot, but I only know how to do it in ZBrush, and I'm pretty sure it's not the same way in Blender, and I don't even know where to start. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure that out off stream and then come back on. But in the meantime, because we still have another day of streaming this week, I have another mesh lined up. I don't want to do every mesh on stream all the time because we won't see any pages this year if I do it that way. I have to get to seven full character meshes so I can start doing scenes. I do a lot of editing pretty much every day. The prologue of my little story is done. Like I'm pretty sure there's no more edits that need to be done at the beginning of the story. So we can start planning out pages at least. Maybe we don't finalize them. I'm not really sure yet, but we can definitely start, putting the pieces together as far as the panel and whatnot. When I was writing the story, I had a pretty good idea of how things was going to look. So it should not be too difficult to do that. We've never done a project like this at this level before. Not we, well, I guess. I don't like saying we because you all are taking your time out of your day to watch this, however long, whenever, maybe not today, but previously and maybe in the future. If you're watching this from the future, I appreciate it. But I like to say we a lot. Anyways, yeah, I think we can at least get the blueprint right there, and then we can start finalizing it, as we go. It'll probably start off as sketches. I think I'm gonna go with this. This feels like it's a little bit off center. Let's see if we can just grab it and drag it to the center a little bit. There we go, something like that, maybe. And then we're not looking at it 100% in the center, so let's fix that, and then we can adjust it further, like so. Okay. Now I'm gonna take the radius down some. All right. And we're going to try to make this opening, the top match the bottom, basically. And that's close enough. This is more than enough information to use as a pretty decent reference for me anyway. I'm used to just taking some Google images when I was designing, when I was first like coming up with the concept of these characters. I used to, if there was something I wasn't sure about how to draw, I would just go on Google Images. But it's so difficult finding something super specific because everything that I looked for was very, very specific things that you wouldn't normally, uh, it wouldn't be easily found on Google Images. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it like this. I also want to keep the art consistent as well. I don't have to worry about a lot of things if I have a pretty decent reference of what I want to draw. But it's mainly for consistency. I don't have well, maybe I do. I guess I do have a problem. And it's only because when I try, if I drew this without a reference and then drew it again, I naturally try to improve it. And I don't know if I don't know if I can stop myself from doing that. So I want to use a pretty accurate reference, and I won't have to um try to improve it as much. It's going to improve anyway because if we if I got what 50 issues, maybe actually more than that, but I can guarantee it will be at least 50 issues long. This entire volume that I've written, and that's going to be a lot of drawing. Okay, we're going. I mean, we draw enough times, we're going to get better, right? So the art is going to evolve over time. We just don't want it to evolve too quickly, too fast. It's pretty much it. All right, so let's see. All right, let's go to. Oh wait, we're already on the belt, of course, because we can start adding the pouches now. That's pretty much all that's left of this. And after that, I'm not even sure if we can do anything else. And I don't want to, make this too short of a stream, so I might jump over to the other mesh that I'm working on during the stream, and we can probably get some work done on that. I'll show you the second character that appears, and then once I get the UV wrapping and all the technical stuff um, down pat, we'll continue with this, and then maybe with the next mesh I can actually show the UV wrapping part of that. I don't even know. Maybe I can't. I don't know. Because if you unwrap the UV, you're gonna see like the character's butt, and just in a flat. Maybe I can't show that on Twitch, so that might be something that might be a part that I might have to keep offline. I'm not sure yet though. I got to see how it's done first. But in the meantime, we have other meshes lined up, and if I'm gonna start. What I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start moving ahead a little bit with just for situations like this. I'm gonna start going ahead and getting together anatomy stuff for each future character, so that way if I run into something that I have to figure out or do off stream or want to do it, we can just move to another mesh and work on that while I do that off stream that way. And I want to keep working on 3D. I want to switch to 2D like I did a couple weeks ago because this is still something that I'm trying to move. I want to move my entire workflow to Blender. I didn't learn when I was learning 3D. I didn't do it all in Blender. The only things I did in Blender were the hair and the rigging. I did everything in ZBrush and Substance Painter, but I don't have subscriptions to those anymore. So um, we're going to try to do everything in Blender. Moving from program to program is because all these programs are different. Like I've dabbled in Maya, did ZBrush, Substance Painter. They're all different. So it's like learning like from the start every time you jump to another program. And that is the reason why I am moving slower than I normally would because I could normally do, hey, Willis, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great, well, I guess it would be morning for you, right? Um, Early morning even. Hope you have a great day ahead of you. I'm trying to, well, we're going to add some pouches along his belt, but I was saying, what was I saying? I got this. Yeah, I said I was gonna move. I was gonna start preparing for future characters so I can bring them onto the stream whenever I have to figure something out offline. And I was saying that it's like learning all over again every time I jump to another program, and I'm still figuring things out for just Blender because that wasn't something that I wasn't just using Blender when I was learning. I was using ZBrush, Substance Painter, and Maya. I don't have subscriptions to those anymore, so we're doing everything on Blender. And besides sculpting, everything else is kind of different. So when I have to figure something out offline, I'll put something up that I do know and work on another character, in that step. That might happen today because as soon as I'm done with these pouches, there's nothing more I can do to this guy that I can think of. And I might just switch to another character real quick just to finish the stream and probably for tomorrow as well. The only thing that I have to do is like I'm almost to the character's butt, so I can't do that on the stream. I'll probably just make his legs and his arms, and then once I get his butt carved, because I don't think I can do. Pretty sure I can't do that on stream because of Twitch. We demand butt. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't. I can't. And the character, he's a little chubby too, so I don't know. You might not like this, but we're figuring it out. Okay, I was trying to get it to a point where um I can just work on it, without having to take it off stream. That's the only thing. The priming is, why would they block that? Allow that? What the heck? I wish I could show it, okay, but you have to thank the Twitch community for that. All right, they ruined it for everyone. When they finally allowed it, they ruined it for everyone. Okay, all of my only like slim booty. Look, there's nothing I can do. Okay, I wish that I could show everything. Really, I would definitely do it. I don't have a problem with it. We're not doing anything super provocative here. We're just making a character, but I can't do it. I can't show it. It's against the rules. I don't know. Maybe if I was on Kick or something, but I don't want to be on Kick or YouTube. that is an option, right? But I don't know how to dual stream on YouTube, and I wouldn't even be able to show it on YouTube anyway. So I mean, I would be able to show it, but I wouldn't be able to show it on Twitch. So I can't show both at the same time. I'd have to like stop streaming here and then finish streaming on YouTube, and that is like a lot of that's a little bit too much hassle just to show some private parts, right? It's not that serious. uh, but you'll see mostly everything else. Lurking while I walk, dog. Be back in a moment. All right, welcome to the stream 99. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you and Koa are having a wonderful morning. I know Koa always forgets me because I'm not over there as much, but I wish him the best. Yes, tell him I said hi as well, even though he probably doesn't remember me. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and sculpt here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mask out some pouches. I'm gonna make a big pouch here. We're not gonna go overboard. I think all the things that I have here, there's usually two pouches on each side. Maybe we can just do two pouches in the front and then one in the back and call it a day. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll see how much room I got first. I don't want to put a pouch here because I want his arm to come all the way down without clipping through the pouch. And that's just for posing, um, posing situation when we get to that part, when we start posing this guy to draw. I'm just trying to avoid any clipping issues that I can see ahead of time, basically. Also, you don't have symmetry on, so we're gonna have to control Z that. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're just gonna mask out once again parts of the belt here, and then we're gonna shape them into pouches. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're about. And we're gonna do it right over here because the straps don't really connect to anything here, so maybe we can just hide them with the pouch. Okay, we're gonna hide the strap connection with the pouches. That way we don't have to worry about that. Just so at a glance it looks fine. Of course we could draw the clippings ourselves, but we don't have to because we're gonna hide them with pouches. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. Take the mask and we're going to sharpen it. Let's sharpen it, and then we're gonna take and extract them. I don't know why that's always clicked every time, but we're going to not click extract as a solid. All right, we're going to go to sculpt mode. I'm going to take mesh and we're going to put front pouch. Well, yeah, front pouches. Oh, I was looking at the wrong screen. I was looking for what I typed because it was obviously wrong, but then I looked up at at chat and I looked over here and I looked down here and I was like, wait, I gotta look here. This is where I gotta look. I don't know why I did that. Don't mind me. I had a slow start this morning, okay? I woke up and I was already within my normal streaming time. I was up late editing my story. And once I get going, it's like I look up and next thing I know, like I've been doing it for hours and I kind of lost track of time. What am I doing? You may ask or wonder. Well, don't worry, I'll tell you. I'm taking a portion of Act One and I'm rearranging the events in it to make it make more sense. There is a part of the story where basically Group A is trying to find Group B. All right, the original draft, Group A has enough information to easily find Group B, and it would pretty much end the story if they did. So I have to make it so that they don't have as much information as they need to find Group B, so Group B can drive the plot forward. And I'm just doing a little rearranging. I'm not really doing a lot of changes. I am doing some additions, but there's nothing being changed drastically. So the if you ever get to read the final draft of the story, it isn't so different from the rough draft. That's pretty much what I'm doing. It occurred to me while I was reading it that they should be able to find, a group A should be able to find group B, and it kind of like breaks the story a little bit. So I'm trying to change it without making it look like a contrivance. I don't want to make it so like, so that it just doesn't. It still doesn't make sense. It's like, why didn't it? Just that's what I'm basically doing. I'm trying to make it more organic and not forced. That they cannot find group B. That group A can't find group B. That's what I'm working on. I also read ahead. I think Act Two and I did read a little bit of Act Three as well. I think they're good as is. Maybe some minor addition, maybe some minor editing here and there, but so far I'm pleased with the first the original things that I wrote. So we're going to inflate these a little bit more because they are pouches and they're clipping into the thing there. So let's do that. Okay, they're starting to look more like pouches now. Only problem is now they look like they are. When you say inflate, that doesn't. You would expect them to inflate the other way too, but I guess not. Well, maybe we can move them or grab them and kind of like wrap them around that open space that we created there. Uh-oh, spaghettios. All right, there we go. I was just going to, yeah, we're gonna make them look like they are actually a part of the belt there. It's still a little weird. They don't look like the types of pouches that go on this are like they're already in like a box shape. They're like hard shaped like a box. You can't flatten them completely. And I'm trying to make them more box like just for having a decent reference. I could always just draw them like a box, right? But I'm just trying to do the best that I can without lazying it up a little bit. I'm gonna take too many shortcuts because one day, like I've said many times already, that uh these meshes that I create, I want them to also serve as like this is the final form of whatever project, right? So I want to try to do the best that I can. We don't have to have like 100% accuracy here because we're going to use these to draw. But for mesh projects that are just going to be final meshes, this is the end. You don't have to draw it, so we have to make it as accurate as possible because this is it. Then we know that we already learned how to do whatever it is we're doing, and we won't have any problems doing that. You know what? Maybe I I don't know. I'm trying to avoid remeshing the. I can remesh the pockets. It's the clothes I can't remesh. It's just the pockets and the pouches I can remesh those. Maybe. Nah, maybe not. I'm gonna try to make them more boxy. See if we can try to do it as is right here. I'm looking at them right now. Maybe we can put the corner right here and make the front a little flat. We got two rows of polygons right here and right here. So let me just try. We can do here. We can kind of accentuate that corner, and then just try to flatten the front. Oh yeah, we have to do the top as well. So we're gonna put a corner there, and maybe that'll help us shape it into a box a little bit better. Maybe. All right, so maybe if we look at this, if we look at it from this angle, we can start pushing this in. I'm gonna pull that corner out some more, but then I'm gonna push this part in, and then I'm gonna switch. Oh yeah, we didn't do the bottom part. We only have one row to work with though. We're running out of real estate here, unfortunately. But yeah, I was looking at my reference, and then we can take the bottom and push that up to make the bottom flat, like a square almost. I guess it should, well, it should be like a square, but like I said, we don't have a lot. If we have that plane there, it'll help us, understand that form better. Even though it's a very simple shape. Say if I want to draw this guy in a perspective, we have that plane there, so I don't have to redraw the box. I can just draw what's there, if we make it accurate enough. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking about how I would use it as a reference if I were to draw this in perspective. So this flat plane would be facing the camera, of course, and then when the light's hitting it, this part would be dark, of course, if the light were coming in from this way. Even though the scene is actually at night. Um, but when you're like out in the wilderness and away from smog and city lights, the moon can be pretty bright, so that'll be the light source for the scene. You have minimal light, but it won't be pitch black. So we should still be able to show various shadows and maybe a little bit of light here and there from the moon. We'll see. When we're doing the page, we'll plan all of that out. Okay. Now we can push this down some. This strap should be behind the pouch. It's clipping into the pouch still. That's only because we shaped the pouch around the body and the strap so we couldn't see into it. We can ignore that though. Like if I was drawing like a camera angle, maybe like have this. Oh, maybe if this guy was just standing here, and maybe there was like a tree nearby. You could have branches coming in right here and right here, so you can see them. And maybe there's an opening in the canopy where there's moonlight coming through, and you can light this area, and all the parts of his body that are closer to the camera. You can light that, and his boots, of course, will be a little bit shiny because they're black and probably wet. So the light hitting them too, you'd be able to see a little bit of shine off of that. So we just make sure these planes are clear to us, so we can just use them as reference, and then we can put all the details in ourselves. but these will be textured. I think we can probably find some clothing textures with seams on them and texture them accordingly. Maybe a texture of a pocket. Let's put that on instead of having to sculpt it. I don't know. I've never gotten that far as far as designing clothes, but we will figure that out at the very least. So we're gonna make a little bit more of a shape here of boxing or box. We're gonna box the patch, pouch, sorry, the pouch here. I'm gonna shape it a little bit as best as we can with the polygons that we have. I want to pull that closer to the body because I can see into there. And it wouldn't really affect anything, but I just don't. I want to try to make it as boxy as possible. Maybe we can pull these straight. I'm gonna check the other side. I mean, yeah, it's boxy enough. The pouches are still a little on the small side. The pouches that I'm trying to make are actually bigger than this, but that's not really important. It is, like I said, it doesn't have to be 100% accurate. Besides, it wouldn't be too hard to just draw a bigger box. We have a reference here, right? So we could just, but instead, why don't we just grab this corner and just pull it this way? Make this a little bit bigger. Oh, that's a little too big. Well, let's see what happens if we do that. Okay. We can just make the box bigger. It's not a big deal. That's what I was getting at. Yeah, the pouch does come down over, well, depending on how high the belt is on the person, this it's kind of cinched up on them a little bit. Usually the belts come down a little bit past these pouches here or these pockets, but since I already made it this way and it's really not a big deal. I mean, you can cinch it up this high if you want. Because I've worn one of these before. So it's very possible the straps will be back here somewhere. You can easily grab them. But yeah, we're not going to worry about where this should be because everyone who wears these would wear them differently anyway. And plus, you have the different body sizes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's not really something that's super important. It's on them, it's around them. That's all I need. The next three characters are going to be dressed the same way, so we'll have a pretty good blueprint on what to do with all of them. I wonder though if I could somehow take these clothes and copy them and then just paste them on the next four people. That would make things a lot faster. We'd have to resize them for each body type, but that shouldn't be too bad. That shouldn't be a big deal, and it won't be like formed around the person themselves. You'll always see this guy's like this is this character's muscle. So maybe I should not do that. Like I would have to reform everything, and I don't know. It might be a little bit too. I might lose some of the wrinkle form trying to reshape it around a person. Like I said, the pants and the top aren't hard to create at all. That only took That didn't take very long. I'm pretty sure I could probably do that in one stream. It's just the boots. The boots, boots have enough detail to where I have to sit there and craft them. But maybe I can copy the boots. The boots don't have to be fit around or fully formed to the character. I could probably take these boots here. Well, I mean, it really depends on how I craft the body too. So I don't know. I mean, we could try it though. To take these boots, copy them, and just put them on the next four people, three people, three or four people. Welcome back, 99. We're making pouches for our action man here. Okay, so we focus all attention on here, but here's this pocket's a little bit off, so I'm gonna take symmetry off, and I'm gonna kind of move them a little bit more Pouches in a comic book, unheard of. Yeah, we can't cable up everybody yet. All right, I do have characters like that. This is more grounded in reality. I don't have let's see, I'm trying to think. Actually, yeah, I do have a character actually in this scene that has way more pouches than these guys. So yeah, actually I can cable it up, just not on this guy. But I say about maybe in about four more meshes, you'll see that guy. Just four more. So just hang on until then, and he's probably in this scene probably my favorite guy to draw out of all of them. I do like this guy. I'm kind of partial to this character, but that character that I'm talking about with all the pouches is the one that's I'm very interested to draw that guy, that person in scenes and whatnot. It's one of my favorite characters to design. Got to give the people what they want. Pouches, yes, mad pouches, pouches everywhere. Even the pouches have pouches. Yeah, he's pretty. He's armed to the teeth, and he has pouches. I mean, what's not to like, right? And he does most of the action scenes in this scene. There are action scenes in this scene. So yeah, looking forward to that. Mentally well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. And it's disgusting. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of the like finally visualizing a lot of the scenes that are ahead in the story here. Said just need 7 characters and I'm gonna start doing pages. By 7 we should have a decent workflow down to where we can just start and finish um in a much shorter amount of time than I've been doing here because we're still moving the workflow in the blender. But by I say by the 7th character we should have it pretty down flat, maybe even before then. I'm the character that I'm working on off stream now. I'm already not even looking at my notes anymore. I'm literally just sculpting. So we're already moving towards putting everything to memory. You know, my issue was when I was learning, I was sculpting and then stopping and then like doing other stuff. But now we can just go start to finish, start to finish, start to finish, and we'll get some muscle memory, get the neural pathways open, and then we can just do it all by memory, and it'll go much faster, much faster. I'm looking forward to that as well because this is still technically a newly acquired skill. So there's some things that I have to refresh myself on and brush up on some things that I don't know yet, which we're coming up on very soon here. Once I'm done with these pouches, I'm going to have to refer to my learning texts, my sacred ace texts, and figure out the next move that I have to do here, which is UV unwrapping, baking, and then I do know hair, but I want to see if there's an easier way to do it. So I'm gonna explore other options for that too. I do have to retopologize the boots. We need a low poly version of these boots because these boots right now are like many more times more detailed than the low poly mesh. So we're going to have to make a low poly version of the boots to match the low poly version. We have to smooth everything out still, and then we take the high poly stuff. This is the high poly. This is what the character actually looks like. This is what he actually looks like. You can see much more of the detail in his face. There's a little bit of wrinkles there. He is a sort of a middle aged man here. He just needs hair and eyebrows, and he has a mustache. This guy he's a mustache wearer. But we're going to take this detail and we're going to put it onto this Pepsi Man looking version of him. Okay, you can kind of see some of the detail there, but it's much more low poly. But for the most part, the basic form is there. So even if we just wanted to use this and without any detail, we could probably just extrapolate from here what he should look like if we were to just to use this as is as a reference. But we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna make a low poly version of this. It should look like this, but just much more low poly. So that way we'll have an easier time rendering it with all the lighting and bells and whistles and things like that. That thing is pouches, yes. What are in the pouches? I don't know. Everything. Everything's in them. Everything he could possibly need and more. So we're just boxing these up a little bit. We're gonna box them up. We're working on with very low polygons here. I don't want to remesh these. I don't want to remesh anything on his clothing. They're as low as they can be, and I want to keep it that way. This is enough that I can draw it. Besides, the textures might add a little bit more detail as well. So the textures that we're going to add anyway, just have to make and find them. That's a gaming update. I'm not going to play any more Koromon. It turned into a boring grind after the first major big boss. Oh no. That's unfortunate. I can't do that. I have to finish something. There is obviously exceptions, okay? I cannot play Drivers San Francisco, and that is one of my favorite franchises. I can't do it, man. I'm not into it. I'm not into it. And Just Cause 3. I think I got that for like $3 or maybe for free or something. Maybe it was in a humble bundle. But I tried to play that game and I just wasn't into it, man. I was like, I don't know, man. Like I could play something like Saints Row because that's kind of similar, but nah, man, I don't know. I'm gonna try Just Cause 3 again, but I don't think I'm gonna try Driver San Francisco. I just can't do it. After every fight, I had to go back to the Poké Center, basically. Oh no. Well, is it the way you built your team? Is there a team? I don't know. Maybe it's the one you caught, and it took 3 minutes to go back. I don't. Yeah. Well, I mean, did you consider that maybe you built your mons wrong? Is it your fault or is it purely the game itself? I don't know, because I feel like that wouldn't be a problem for you if you were doing Pokemon with the poison challenge and you fought like a rock gym or something, something that I don't know, poison isn't very effective against. I mean, you're going to be going back and forth in that too, right? But technically, Pokemon's probably more fun than Koromon, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand here, like what is it about this that that you can't like find a way around it in some way, right? And then again, I haven't played the game, so I don't know. I'm just trying to be I don't know. I guess a devil's advocate. I don't know. There is a way around it. Lots of grinding. Well, yeah, that fixes everything most of the time, but uh, yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't seen any of the games, so I don't really have anything to go off of. But that is unfortunate. Now, the pouches don't have to be 100% straight because they do like deform. Even though they're made in a way where you can't fully flatten them. They're usually in a square like shape, but they aren't perfect. They're never perfect unless they're like jam packed with stuff. Then it'll be a perfect box. Rarely that's going to be the case though. So we're just probably just going to leave them like this. We have enough planes and forms to make a accurate looking pouch when we draw it. Right here, we have a bottom side, a top side, and a side. That should be enough. Let's save it. It was faster to go outside of the cave and grind on mine that were 7 levels lower that gave the same XP. Do they have an option like a repel or something like that? I know that's not. I don't know how close to Pokemon it is. Oh, I do know that they are adding new pals to Palmon. I saw I think they're calling it a grill it, basically a chill it, but it's fire. Hey studio, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great morning. We're making pouches for our little action GI Joe looking dude here. Yep, you have an ability as a repel, but it only works on a single area of grass. What? That doesn't make any. Yeah, the new pals look cool. I've only seen Grill It. I didn't actually watch any of these showcases that have been coming out. I've just been getting, besides updates from you, I've been getting bits and pieces of things here and there from other sources, basically. Some of the Metal Gear people that I watch, they've really been going in on the new stuff for Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. And I'm hearing that there's even more things that they're going to be showing in podcasts. Like they're really going to go into like the medical side of fixing up injuries and things like that. So I don't know, we'll see. And they've rehired all of the voice actors and actresses, so there could be new scenes as well. So I don't know, we'll see. So far, it looks like I'm mildly interested in it. I'll probably will play it at some point, but it just looks like a one. It almost looks like a one for one remake to me, based off of what they've seen. Hey, low base guy, good morning and welcome to the stream. We're doing our pouches. I'm doing great. How are you doing? It's a little spider, spider running up, jumping spiders. Yeah, just oh yeah, aren't we all? We all got to deal with corporate one way or another. No way around it. It's always a corporate. The corpos, those corpo scum, as they say in cyberpunk universes. I don't know. That's another game that I have to. I didn't get very far in. I played it a bit. I did a lot of side stuff, but I might do that on stream actually. Studio is corporate. Watch what you say. Oh, don't send me a brain virus from over there. Okay. Turn off my implants. I don't have the implants. But yeah, that's another game that I need to complete. I didn't get very far in, so I guess I could do a semi blind playthrough of that as well. Ace implants confirmed. Yeah, studio was not listening. I don't know what the commands are. I have not made any commands. If you want to make commands, be my guest. I don't even have the slightest clue of what kind of commands I would need. I do have one idea, but that's something I can't do right now. I can't do that as the stream is now because I'm just Joe Smo, just starting out. Basically starting out. I'm just gonna say I'm starting out. I have to be a little bit higher on the tier list. I gotta level up my stream before I can do some of the things that I want to do. I've already discussed doing a channel redeem. This one idea that I got, channel redeem, where I show my an old art piece, maybe once per stream or something like that. I'll have a cooldown or some sort. Otherwise, it'll probably just be like an entire stream would be doing that. So, but a channel redeem where I just go into my folder and pick something that I can show on Twitch. There's only very few things that are like NSFWE to where I can't show it on Twitch, but yeah, and show off some old piece that I did when I was starting out in digital art and try to because basically I remember what I've done and where my head was at and what idea was for. I can explain where I was coming from when I was drawing it. I could do that. No quote found. If there's any ace isms that you pick up on, feel free to make a command for it. And of course, when I do a playthrough, I'm sure something will come from that. I'm not really sure. Um, I don't have a problem with uh any of that, even if it's something that's that's making fun of whatever I did. It's fine. I don't care. Not a big deal to me. Hey Ace, there's a 4-day game jam from a YouTuber we really like that's in August. Me and 99 is we. Okay, say if I join this, what like do you want me to draw something for it? I could do that. I'd be more than willing to. I'm like, I don't really know. I don't really have any game dev experience, but I could do if there is something that you want me to draw that is a part of your project, I can do that for you. I'm more than willing to do that. I just don't know, I don't have any experience yet. It is something that I'm interested in though. I do want to do a game project of some sort. I'm just not in that headspace yet. I'm gonna I definitely want to do that though, like a game project one day. Cause I'm already doing this, so I might as well like if I just had like a some programming knowledge or whatever, and I could just make like I could probably make this person like jump on some platforms or something. I don't know. I don't know what kind of game it would be yet, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. I do want to play with Adventure Game Studio because I do have an idea for an adventure game. It'll be like a detective story, I think. If you ever played Deja Vu for the NES or for Mac, because it is a Mac Adventure series game, or Uninvited or Shadowgate, it would be something like that, but like a detective story. That was one of the first. Well, besides Willie Beamish, Deja Vu was like the second point and click that I've ever played in my life, and I really enjoyed it. So it would be so, and the main character's name is Ace, so that was a bonus. His name is Ace Harding. He has to solve these weird cases that he is loosely connected to. I think I would do an adventure game that is a detective story, though. I could probably whip something up that the things that have influenced me over the years. So that would be something that I could do in adventure game studio. Uh, I don't have a framework yet, but it's just an idea. Most of the stuff that I have for games are just ideas right now. Until I get a little further in that, like an RPG or even a horror game. I do have an idea for a horror game as well, but I don't know anything about horror. I'm gonna have to brush up on my horror tropes. Where we at? The LB belt. Okay. Object mode. I gotta click on that, and then we gotta go back to sculpt mode. That's what we're working at. Love a good horror movie. Yeah, me too. Not sure what kind of horror yet, but I definitely want to do something in that space. My animation is definitely going to be like a psycho. There's going to be like a lot of psychological elements in that. That'll be the next thing that I start working on when I'm super far into this and I don't have to worry about this anymore. Um, I can probably storyboard it at least because I that's like my original story. It's connected to this universe, so I already have like a lot of material to go off of. So I have to do so much research to do horror. I have no knowledge. Yeah, same here. That's why I'm in the same boat. I love a good horror shooter. I'm a big Fear and Dead Space fan. I want to play Fear. I hear Fear opens like really strong, so I want to see exactly like all the things that they did that I keep hearing about. And I have to see if I have that game in somewhere. I know you have to know what you're doing to make it work for horror. Yeah, yeah. It's a challenge, but a challenge that is accepted. Yes, that would be cool to try to figure that out. Um, I don't want to do like I don't want to do like cheap stuff either. Like jump scares like the big thing. I want to do that. I want to do like something like oh no, oh no, what am I doing here? Something like that. I don't know. I honestly I can't even explain it because I have no idea what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The ambience or It's the vibe of it. If you're playing Five Nights at Freddy's, everything that leads up to the jump scare is what I want to add. You know, is they have very nice ambience that kind of builds upon that. They kind of build you up to that jump scare, and then like but just without relying on jump scares. That is not what I wanted. Why did it? Oh, I know why. I left the mask on for the other two pouches, so I'm gonna have to. Okay, see if that see if I got rid of that other mask. Well, the good news is you could get Fear for like $2 now. Yeah, I definitely want to try that. I might actually have a playthrough for Alien Isolation. I do like that game. I have to finish it though. That alien is very annoying though. He's not even to the point where there is a point where it's like, oh, like that terror kind of builds, but he this annoying little piece of garbage. He stays in the room. Like it's like okay, I just want to move now. You don't know when you can move. He's walking back and he knows I'm in the room. He just doesn't know where. And it has something to do with the how the AI works in that game. Like the alien gets an idea of where you are and he'll keep searching that that room and he'll go out of the room and you're like, oh okay, maybe I can get to that ladder and he'll come back in the room. He's always around where you're hiding at. And I'm like, okay, I'm just sitting here and then the terror starts to go down a little bit because you're sitting there for so long just waiting for him to leave or until he finds you. And then you're like, oh okay. But I do enjoy the game. It's just certain things about it kind of like little nitpicks here and there. I'm gonna have to finish that game too. I'll probably do that one on stream when I get it when I get around to playing games on stream, of course. Uh, but I'll send you the game jam in DM. It's in a few. No rush to decide. Okay, new Bloodstained DLC just dropped. I need to try that game. I just checked. You can get the entire Fear collection for 12.69 on G2A. Okay. I'm a little bit wary about that site. I feel like I like somebody tried to hack me when I went on that site. But I'll definitely look for a sale. Maybe not on that site, but somewhere. Uh, oh yeah, extract. Sorry, I'm. All right, so it looks like I still have the mask in the front, so we're gonna have to just Control Z and Alt M all the mask on the belt, and then just do the back again. For some reason, when I extract, I always leave the mask on. It's not a great habit, but easily fixable. Mask, sharpen. $8.30 on King Ewan. What is that? I've never heard of that site. I guess it's like G2A. You won't have to answer. That's a rhetorical question. Yeah, I've never heard of that site though. Uh, Slice, extract. Okay. All right, now we're in business once again. There's only two sites outside of Steam, EA, etc. that I'll buy games from. You don't like GOG? 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 You don't like GOG? And Epic does offer free games every week. I do enjoy that. Maybe they'll offer Fear. Maybe they'll hear my words and offer and put Fear up there. That'd be nice. Got a lot of very interesting games for free on Epic. Uh, yeah, scope mode. That's right. All right, we're gonna inflate this. There's a big pouch in the back. I got that 99. Thank you. Um, I think I got that for free on Humble, as a matter of fact. I think you told me about that too. Midnight Suns is the current free on Epic. Yeah, before that they had it was some medieval game and and a farming simulator, and then Inquisition. I told you, I'm kind of glad they offered that because now I can play. I had Origins when it first came out. I bought that with Mass Effect, and I did enjoy the first one, but I did not get into the second one. I played it, and I think I just played like I was already kind of put off by all the. It was very different from the first one, and then I think something else came out, and I played that, and I just never went back to two. But I want to play two. I would do want to play through two. So it's basically a new game for me. I'll probably do that on stream. You got 4 free copies of it. Fury isn't on Epic. Just check for you. Okay. What I mean is, those are the only 2 sites that will buy games for a platform from outside of a platform itself. Got you. All right, so we're gonna take. Let's shape it into a nice little rectangular box right now. This won't be more like a box. This will be more like a bag in the back of him. So we can just do that. Let's see, grab, inflate. We're gonna inflate it. It's gonna be hollow as heck, but we'll shape it to where it's at least it looks like a pouch. We just need the form there close enough, and then we can just draw it. Like I said, these meshes are solely used for reference, so we can get close enough. We can accept close enough. If this were the final product, like if I were making a game right now, I would probably go a lot, more into more detail with these meshes here. And they this isn't going to be the final product anyway. Well, maybe the clothes, but at least we can texture the clothes and make them a little bit better. Fear is not on GOG. Oh, okay. Well, I guess there's only one choice left, or two, or three if you count uh, G2A and King Ewan. Well, shucks. Okay. Looks like my hands are tied here. I think Amnesia was the one I was thinking about. I may have Amnesia. I have to check my lists. Maybe I'm kind of hoping that I forgot I got it for free or on a sale, and then just have it in my and I already have it. I've actually done that a few times. I was like, oh yeah, I need to get that, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I already got it. I got it through a giveaway or a sale or something. I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't have to buy it now. It's on Humble. I'll keep an eye out for a build your own bundle for you. Okay, thank you. I mean, you could spend $55 to buy. I don't want to spend $55. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No, thanks. It's $55 for that. No, I'm good. That game is not new. It should not be $55, right? Or unless you're talking about, is there more than one game? Yeah, yeah. I mean, nah, that's about. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to spend $55 on that. I rarely buy. I don't. Outside of a few exceptions, I don't really buy games at launch. I wait till they're on sale because it might be a long time before I get to them. I've already named you titles that have been out for years now that I still have not completed. That I have, like Dragon Age 2. I have a pretty big list of unplayed games that now that I'm streaming fun here, I can play them, show them to you. You can watch me get killed or something. I don't know. I'm usually okay at games though. I'm not, I don't really. It takes a lot for a game to stump me as far as puzzles and completing it. But we'll see. We'll see. Shadow Hearts. Yes, you got it. You got it. It's gonna happen. I promise you, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to do it this month. You know what? I might. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I might take some time and set that part up. Get that going so we can start adding those in. Because all the work that I have set up as far as art is concerned, I can put that on hold and do it on stream because I have a couple of backup projects that I could just stream right now. because I anticipated that these pouches were not going to be it won't take me very long to get these going. But it's looking like that yeah, one of those backup projects might be tomorrow actually, because I have to UV unwrap and bake, and I'm not sure how to do that on Blender. So we're gonna switch to another mesh tomorrow most likely. But yeah, I think if I can set up when I'm thinking about doing later on, maybe before I go to bed, is start putting together some references for future characters, so I can just switch to them and then just not worry about it, and then start planning the all the gaming stuff that I keep talking about, so I don't have to put that off anymore. Just so I can get it going this month. I wanted to do it last month too, but it kind of got away from me. But this month definitely want to try it and get that going, and we will definitely play uh Shadow Hearts first by request. I'll take requests, by the way. If there's a game out there that you want to see, and if I have it or can get it, I'll play it. And I don't mind recommendations at all. I do play them blind. Um if there's something I can't figure out, I'll accept your help. But I like playing the game blind for the most part. We'll see. We'll see what happens though. I don't know. We'll see. I like Fear 2 and 3, okay. But the first one was the only really good one. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a Fear 2 and 3. I've heard a lot about the first one though. For me, Fear 3 felt like they used all of their ideas up and just wanted to release a remix of the first two games. See, Shadow Hearts 2 is the good one, but you need context because they pick up and carry over. Yeah, if it's fun, I'll play it. That is like basically it. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's fun, we're in there. Okay. I I'll say if it's not something that's completely like unplayable, like Driver San Francisco, I'm not gonna sit through that. I don't enjoy that game. I'm so mad that they went that route with that franchise. The '70s gritty cop drama. That was that's something you just they traded that. They threw it away. First they peed on it and then they threw it away. And you get some kind of body hopping, not '70s gritty cop drama. We'll just put it that way, okay? Pretty much everything they did is I don't agree with as far as that franchise is concerned. I was incredibly surprised how good the Dead Space remaster was. I have not been impressed by a remaster nearly like ever, but in this case, the new graphics actually look really good, and the new things they added blend seamlessly with the old. I've not played Dead Space yet, but you know what I did play that Dead Space was inspired by? It's a game on PS1 called Martian Gothic. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's in of itself it's inspired by Resident Evil. So it plays like that, but it's like very unique in a way where you have these three protagonists. They go onto a space station, and there's this thing that they figure out like as soon as they get there that they all get infected by some kind of virus, and it's a virus that only activates if they are in the same room. So they have to stay. They can't like all three of them cannot be in the same place. Think Resident Evil Zero, but with three people, basically. They did it first though. This came out before Resident Evil Zero. This was still the '90s when it came out, and you have to solve puzzles with that in mind. If you put all three of them in a room, you basically die. But you have to maneuver around that and solve the puzzles and all the other things that you have to worry about. But it's a really interesting game. If you can't get it, um or you don't really want to play it, I suggest you watch a playthrough of it on YouTube. It's a very old game, but Dead Space to me seems to be very inspired by that. And I think at one point it I guess I don't know. I guess there's enough similarities to make that assumption. I don't know. I honestly don't know anything about uh, where they were coming from when they made Dead Space, because I did not actually play Dead Space, and I didn't see anything about Dead Space. But that was the thing that kept coming back to me was, oh, Dead Space was inspired by this. Like Dead Space is similar to this game, and I know that game, so that's just what I heard. Buying drivers. Damn, Ubisoft said no one can play Driver San Fran because you can't download from your code anymore. Huh? I don't understand. I mean, I played it. They have Uplay. Is there something wrong with Uplay or something? I don't know. The only game that I'm mildly interested in playing from Ubisoft is besides the ones that I already have, I'm not really a big fan of Ubisoft to be honest. Is that Star Wars Outlaw game does look interesting to me, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it because Ubisoft made it. If you bought the PC version, you can no longer download your copy. I don't care. I don't care. Good. That saves me the trouble of having to play it. I think you can on Steam though. On Steam, I'm pretty basic. Far Cry and Assassin's Creed are about all I'm into for Ubisoft. I do like Far Cry, little base guy, and Assassin's Creed, and I have most of these. I think I shoot at this point. I think I have them all except. Did I get Unity? I don't think I got Unity, and I don't think I got the Ragnarok one, but I do have Origins and what was the one? Odyssey, right? There was a sale during the pandemic that they had, and I was like, you know what? I did have the bundle that they came out with like a decade prior to the pandemic, where it was one, two, three, Brotherhood, and Revelations, and me and a friend of mine, Typo King, we were playing. We only really I played the first one, and I kind of got burnt out for some reason. I played through the first one. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give Assassin's Creed a break. But we did play the multiplayer in Revelations. We had a lot of fun with the multiplayer because it's basically like 10 people in the lobby, and then one person is an assassin, and you have to figure out who it is. And there's people walking everywhere, and you basically just assassinate people. You just assassinate each other the entire time. It's kind of fun. And we made this pact that we had to tell each other if we were assassin. I told him like 2 seconds before I killed him. I was, I was like, by the way, I'm an assassin. I kind of bent the rules a little bit. I don't know why I did that. That was kind of a scummy thing to do, but it was funny. It was pulled from all digital retailers. Ah, okay. I've been lurking a while, but I gotta say, Ghost Recon Wildlands is arguably the best Ubisoft game ever released. Garbage sequel, but the first game has a gorgeous landscape and super fun gameplay. Yeah, um, my friend again, Typo King, he was playing that game. He was telling me about it, and I actually watched him play it through Discord. It does look interesting. That was the one with the Terminators, right? You could put Terminator in it, and it's like one Terminator, and he's just in the map, and he's like super hard to kill because it's the Terminator, of course, and you're using like regular weapons. But that's the one, right? That's the one with John. Let me tell you something, Barenthal. Hey, listen. Let me ask you something. He always says that a lot. Hey, you know what? Let me ask you something. Shane from Walking Dead or Punisher. I don't remember if he said, "Let me ask you something" in those, but apparently it's a meme for Wildlands, and he's in Wildlands, right? Is that the one that I'm thinking of? If you're an assassin, you have to tell. You legally have to tell me. Nah, Mario and Rabbits is best for Ubisoft game. LOL. Yeah, it was just like we were gonna try to give each other a chance to fight back because it's really easy to get assassinated on multiplayer. They actually shut down those servers a few years ago, so you can't play that mode anymore. Thanks Ubisoft. I was like, when you know, whenever you do make something fun, you kill it immediately. But for the time that it was around, it was fun. We did play that a lot. This was back in this might have been before we started playing League actually. 99 when this was going on. When I first came back, for real though, I think my favorite Ubisoft game is Child of Light. I don't know about Terminators, haha, but yes, John Barenthal was for sure. Oh, okay. Wildlands. He was showing me something. I'm pretty sure it was Wildlands, but maybe it was the one before or the one after Wildlands. I'm not sure. Listen, let me ask you something. He always has like that. He has the body movements, like he's like very yeah, he's very turbulent inner emotion or whatever, and I don't know. He has like he plays the agitated like an agitated state very well. I like his acting though. He's pretty good. Uh, the first thing that the first thing I actually saw him in was because I didn't watch um I wasn't like a diehard fan of The Walking Dead. I when the first time I seen him was actually over 99's house and they were in the prison. That was my first interaction with The Walking Dead. I knew it was a big show, but I wasn't really into it because um I just wasn't into it. I heard about it. I was like, oh okay, and then it just kept going on. But that was the first time I actually seen it. And then later on, when they started putting them on Netflix, I was started to watch them. I had missed everything with Shane and all that. I didn't know he was in that series. I actually saw him in the first thing that I saw him in was Sicario, I think, but I didn't know anything about him. He was in, I think, yeah, it was one of the Sicarios that he was in. Yeah, I didn't know like that he was Shane, or and then I didn't even recognize him when I finally did see his acting in over like a bigger role in Daredevil. That was my first real role that I saw him in. I was like, and at first I was kind of mixed because I was like, I wasn't sure about how he was playing the Punisher. I didn't see the Punisher the way he punted like did he see it at first, but then I slowly started to warm up to it. Usually I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think this guy is. It was very it was kind of like not the way that the Punisher was played in the past. And I was like, huh. And I was like, well, and I started thinking, I was like, yeah, I guess, since they did modernize, he's not like Vietnam vet anymore or anything like that, but they kind of made him like a more current version of the soldier. And I was like, when I started thinking about that, I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, he is actually. I think that does work. And I started becoming a fan of him more after that. And then I went back and saw The Walking Dead. I was like, oh, he's in The Walking Dead too. I didn't know that. I was very late to the party on that. But he's a pretty good actor. Uh, I've never played Child of Light. I don't know anything about that game. Is that one of those? Is it a platformer? Sounds like a platformer. I'm gonna make this pouch a little bit bigger. It was another movie that I saw him in too, but I forget the name of it. It was something about he was in Canada and he had like a Native American wife and they got attacked or something. I don't remember what movie that was, but he was in that. Oh yeah, we did play For Honor a lot too during the pandemic. That's okay, I think. It takes some getting used to, but I did get some mild enjoyment from For Honor. I don't play it. I haven't been playing it since then. Oh yeah, and the Division. Yeah, we were playing that for a bit too. But I mean, Division is all right. It was okay. Um, I got into it for a little bit, but then I think we went into a dark zone or something like that. We were like looting the dark zone. I don't really remember because it's been a while. I haven't played it since the shutdown, but yeah, that was like Ubisoft time for me for a while, you know. And I actually started playing through the Assassin's Creeds that I had, and then they were offering them on sale. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, let me just play through the whole series. I got up to Black Flag. Rogue is next, I think, in on that list. I had to take a break from it for a while because they are very similar. There's not incredibly drastic changes throughout each Assassin's Creed, and Rogue basically is like it almost, even though I think it takes place before Black Flag, it's almost like a continuation because it has the exact same mechanics as the ships, um, and the ship combat, and the parkour is pretty much the same system. You know what that game made me really like realize what I despise is collectibles that you have to chase. I That is one thing that I absolutely do not enjoy doing in video games whatsoever. They have these music sheets of shanties that is basically just songs that you sing while you're on a ship, while you're like sailing the seas or whatever, and then your crew will start singing. There's different ones that you can collect in the game, and they always put them on a roof, and they're always on a set path, and the path is so frustrating that you can't just catch the thing immediately. Like you have to chase it, and I hate when games do that. It's like, okay, I can catch this in 2 seconds, but then it like makes a left turn or something like that. Like, oh, and you fall off the building, you have to watch it float away, and then you got to leave, you got to come back, and then wait for the paper to respawn again. I really do not enjoy those at all. And I was trying out Spider Man, and Spider Man has those collectibles, and I was really annoyed by that. In Spider Man, you have to chase pigeons, and those are seem to be completely random, so it's even worse in that game. Even though I like Spider Man overall, I do not like collectibles that you have to chase. I also don't like well chases where you could have ended them early, but they're scripted to go on. Like the as far as the pigeons are concerned, there's a point where you can't catch them no matter how close you are. You have to wait. You have to actually chase them for like a certain distance, and then you can collect them. And that's what's very annoying about it because you're Spider-Man. You can swing really fast in that game, especially if you put the right skill points in the certain skills. You can catch those birds in like 2 seconds, but the game doesn't allow you, and it's really annoying. Or when things that you're chasing suddenly are able to move like 400% 400% faster than you, so they because it's part of the script or whatever. It's like when you get close enough to them, it's like, oh no, Spider-Man's too close, let's just increase our speed so dramatically that he can't possibly catch us because we're in a scripted event. I kind of don't like that in games. I don't know, it just doesn't, it just kind of annoys me, especially when you're under the assumption that you can catch it, whatever it is. Driver actually did that too. To be honest with you, some of the cops have the ability to just increase their max speed and acceleration whenever they want, and but it's still possible to elude them and get away from it. And I think that was just a mode where it's like a survival mode where you just have to survive the police pursuit, but it's a pursuit that they have complete control over because they can just adjust their speed whenever. But yeah, that's one mechanic. That's one game mechanic that annoys me greatly. I especially don't like it in Assassin's Creed though, because I don't know. It's just the way the movement and the parkour is in that game. It doesn't allow you to to easily catch whatever it is you're chasing. Like You can in Spider-Man. It's just Spider-Man just negates that with the speed increases, or just the invincibility of not being able to catch it at all. You know. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. I'm just adjusting this back pouch here. I don't know what's in it, to be honest, but I see this as a very common thing in this type of load bearing equipment, so I'm gonna add it. And that is way too big, by the way. Let's increase the top portion. But yeah, I kind of do want to try the Star Wars Outlaws game. It's just I'm not sure if I should get it. I wonder why Ubisoft has a Star Wars game in the first place. I thought EA had that license. Maybe they lost it. I don't know. I think the wasn't the last one made by EA. What was it? Jedi Survivor. Isn't that an EA game? I don't think that's a Ubisoft game. Okay, now we need to bring this down some. Let's see. Down. Stretch it out a little bit more. Well, I want to crush that together. Try to make it so that it looks like there's something in it, whatever it is. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Maybe it's a med kit. I don't know. Didn't think that far ahead. I don't know what the heck he's carrying in here. Anyway, oh yeah, maybe I should do a like make a weapon prop too, right? Didn't think about that. It's gonna make it more. Yeah, that's yeah. Okay, now we're starting. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. That looks a little okay. Looks a little more what we're going for. It's a little saggy, but we can fix that by pulling up the top, not making it saggy. Okay. How about can push up the bottom a little bit too, since we pulled up the top, make it a little flat. Yeah, a little bit more like that. A little bit like that. Whoa, all right. Let me see. All right, let's line up here. Okay. We got a pouch there. We got a pouch there. Okay. I kind of do want to add a side pouch, but I want to keep this area clear for his arms. If I ever want to put his arms to his side, he won't clip. Or me, I don't have to put his arms to his side if he has a pouch there. But like I said, that's just more for posing purposes. We can just let me save it. We could just leave that blank. It doesn't really matter. We have two pouches here and one in the back. Okay, I'm gonna look for some things to tweak here because there's really nothing more that we can do to this mesh at this point. How does that flap in the back look? Okay, I see. So it's like one big flap, and then the two straps on the front. I'm gonna draw on those straps. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Or maybe we could find a texture to make it look like there's straps there. I don't know. Actually, you know what? This isn't the right this isn't the right size for the pouch. I was not I actually just did this. Wasn't actually following the reference, but now that I can see how that pouch looks like, maybe we'll adjust it a little bit more and bring it along the lines of what it should look like. It's more like this. Take this line and pull it down. Let's take a look. Okay, so it's basically back to what it was before. We're going to pull this side down too. Clip is clipping a little bit here, but that's okay. We can fix that later. Okay, let's pull that some. All right. All right, that's a little bit more along the lines of what we are going for here. And we want to have this line right here. Well, for the most part, where that line should be is where we want to align that, because that's where we're going to put the seam for this little pouch here. It kind of reminds me of a if you ever played Tomb Raider and you get the large med kit, it looks like that, but it's on his back. It has a flap and then the two straps on the side, and then on Lara Croft's version of this pack, there's the the little red cross in the center. I read somewhere, I'm not even sure if this is true, but I read somewhere that they were saying that Red Cross or whatever, they were saying that they want video games to stop putting that in the game for some reason. I don't know if how true that is though. I didn't look too deeply into that, but that's what I read. I read that somewhere. I don't know anything more about that though, but it's a weird thing to want to stop putting in games. At least I think it was Red Cross. I could have that wrong. I mean, they're gonna have a lot more problems than just video games. I think there's a company that uses that same logo, the red cross with the white field in the back. There's a company that makes laptop bags that uses that same insignia. So are they gonna have them stop too? It's kind of weird. That's what kind of makes me doubt how true that is. I'm not sure. All right, so we're going to keep. I'm trying to get this line straight. See where those dots are going. That's more or less the shape of the lines I'm looking at here. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera, but I want to straighten that as much as I can so I can put the flap there. Seems to me, oh, okay, I see. Explains some something, I guess. Yeah, the polygons were kind of smashed together in the center a little bit. Now that I've pulled them out, I'm able to make the line a little bit more straighter. I guess we can do that. We can keep moving that direction, just like kind of making the polygons a little bit more even in the back. Well, Nelly. So let me try to uh, continue to make that straight, or straight enough. It doesn't have to be like completely flat, straight, completely horizontal, because it's a flap. The flap is being literally being held together by the two clips, so like, there's a little looseness there. At the end of the day, it is a bag. But I think we got it. Let's see if we can try to put a flap there. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back. I don't want this line to be that low. So I'm gonna just bring it up just a little bit. Just gonna adjust the bag a little bit more. Okay. All right. Now let me draw sharp that. Okay. I'm gonna hold down control so I can make an edge here instead of a crevice. That's the main function of the brush, I guess, or the default if you don't hold down control. I just want to make a little edge right there. We can just put the flap there. We're keeping it low poly, so we're not going to try to put all the little details that would go on these pouches and pockets like we did with the boots, with the laces and the grip and all the seams. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Oh, let me grab. Okay, not bad. For something that is just very like bare bones, I really like how the cargo pockets turned out because they actually look like cargo pockets. They just don't have the button there. I could easily make that too, but I'm not going to. You can. That's something that can be done with textures. I think, like everything else that we're like not putting on the pouches or pockets, you can just put that on a texture. You can find a decent texture or make a decent texture for the shirt, pants, and we'll just do that because we're not going to add any more polygons. If we were in ZBrush, I would do it, but I can only go up to like 12 million before I start experiencing lag, and that might not bode well for rendering. I'm gonna try to keep the rendering simple because we can literally add all the details when we're drawing this character. We have enough here to really just draw the person. We could probably do a character turnaround with just this alone, to be honest. This is enough for me. Do like this, and this, and then man, I can finally fill my empty Discord reference or reference Discord. It's very bare bones, but it's made for everything. I'm gonna put my entire project on that Discord. I have an insignia too that I want to do for that. I haven't done it yet. Might do it on. I guess I can do it on stream. It's very simple. It's just a hieroglyphic. A hieroglyphic. I got tongue tied. My apologies. We could do a patch, and I know exactly the patch that I want to do. It's a very simple patch, so we can add that. What we got here? Let's save it. Yeah. Okay. I guess they don't have the American flag on. I guess they weren't wearing that back then. Let's see. It would be their unit patch. So this side. I don't see a patch on the other arm. I know nowadays they have patches on either. It'll be a unit patch, and then if you serve in a combat, that'll be on your other side. But it seems that back in the 70s, during the Vietnam War era, they only had the unit patch. Was getting ready for work. Oh, no problem. Um, what is Child of Light 99? What kind of game is this? Let me go to object mode, and we have to go to shirt. Yes, there we go, and then back to sculpt mode. I know there's got to be key a keyword or sorry, a shortcut key for doing that. We're going to make, oh, you know what? It's going to do both sides. We don't want that, not this time. We're going to take that off and we're only going to do the patch for this side. It's a very, very simple patch. It's going to be like a shield shape and it's solid black. That is the patch that he has. Basically, if it was just this, it's an actual unit patch. That is the patch that he has. That's literally it. Oh, you know what? I see the masks here. Let's all in that. Get rid of those masks and every other mask. Shadow Light is a Canadian-made JRPG style game you play with mouse and keyboard. The mouse can click or move over enemies to interrupt them if you time it well. Oh, okay. I've never heard of that or seen that. I have to take a look at that. We are on the lookout for JRPG, so even though it's not, wait, if it's Canadian made, it's not really a JRPG. No, I'm not even gonna get the semantics. Now I'm just being annoying. I'm sorry. Anyways, I know what you mean though. So, anyways, yeah, I need to take a look at some gameplay of that. Make a little shield there. Well, yeah, we're going to have to make sure that all of these pockets and pouches are joined together, so that way when we uh, rig the rig it, the pockets, you know, if we move it, the pockets will move with the thing. LOL. I used the Canadian or Canada. Wow, Canada excuse to take an awful JRPG off my list. I wasn't gonna go there. Okay, you know, I wasn't gonna go there. That'd be a Western RPG technically, but I know what you mean. 99. I didn't want to do that because that's complete. It's a complete waste of time for me to argue that point. It's a fairy tale story, and all the dialogue is written and spoken in lyric. Okay, they got a game on Humble Bundle right now that seemed to do that same thing. It's about some girl. She's like in a band or something. I forget what it's called, but I have it now. It was free, or it came with the Humble Choice. So I was like, okay. What did you take off the list? Okay, yeah, Aiden Chronicles. Why was Aiden on your list to begin with? Oh shoot! Wow, is it that bad? Yeah, fans use JRPGs as shorthand for simple turn-based. Yeah, I know. I know. Just, just messing. I'm just messing. Because it's a turn-based or JRPG. You know what one that I wanted to try was what was it called? It just came out too. It was called Sunday. Was it called Sunday Gold? That looked interesting to me. But that's more like your XCOM or your Shadowrun Hong Kong type RPG. I think it's more like that than your standard JRPG like game where you're just standing in one place or like a tactics game. If I ever say a JRPG is unplayable, trust me, I have a high tolerance for bullshit. I couldn't even play Aiden for more than an hour. Oh no. Oh man, that's yeah. I want to play Sunday Gold and what was the other one that people like with the two it's the two protagonists. It's like they're like detectives or something. I forget what it was called though. Uh I'm not even sure if it's an RPG honestly. You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna look at my Steam list real quick because I think I may have it. Give me a second. Oh, why is it minimized? Let me see. I'm gonna see what it is real quick. I don't remember what it was called though, or even if I have it on Steam, or if I have it at all. To be honest, um, N64 turn-based games are all bad. Have I ever played any N64 turn-based games? I'm not even sure, to be honest. Except Paper Mario. Yeah, I was about to say, isn't Paper Mario a turn-based? I never played them though, or seen it, so that's where Paper Mario started. That much I do know because I was, even though I didn't have a 64 at the time, I was playing 64 a lot because one of my friends had it. Wow, I don't remember what that game was called, so I can't really tell you. But I do want to play it. Let me look at my wish list real quick. Oh my god. Oh yeah, Soma. Soma was another horror game that I wanted to try. I'm sorry. I'm trying to just find the name of this game that I'm thinking of. I'm not sure if I even have it. I don't even remember the name of it. It's a fairly new game and people really like it. It's not on my wish list, so I'm pretty sure Hybrid Heaven. Konami turn-based RPG that's weird as hell, but it feels like a bad Kojima game. Oh, is there such a thing? No, I don't know. I actually don't. I've never played. I haven't played all of his games. I've only played Metal Gear. I still have to play Death Stranding. When I finish Alien Isolation, that's going to be my next game. Is Death Stranding. Like right after that. I can't find the game. I don't even remember what it was called. It's a detective game. It's in the future. Somebody help me here. Somebody has to know what I'm talking about. It's a new game. It just came out, or it came out like a few years ago, or something like that. I need to go back to Death Stranding. Also, I didn't do too much in it. Yeah, I got to start that. Oh yeah, speaking of Dead Space, I did get the Callisto Protocol. I think that was for free. Oh hey, Koromon. I did get Koromon. Now I can actually play it. When did I get Oh, you know what? It was in the humble choice. Okay, now I get it. I thought that name sounded familiar. I got Chris Tales too, 99. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play that and see. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see with my eyes. Disco Elysium is what I'm talking about. Nobody played that? Disco Elysium? Isn't Disco Elysium turn based? Can we shut down Steam real quick? Cause I don't need that up. Nobody played Disco Elysium? Yeah, I wanted to try that game. Oh my goodness, I'm about to fall out my chair. All of my cushions just fell off the chair. This is my actual chair height. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna adjust. We're gonna keep going. It's very uncomfortable to be this low. Sorry about that. I had to find Disco Elysium and it cost me my chair cushions. If I don't set them on the I have a bunch of them. If I don't set them on the chair right, they they'll fall off. That's the game I wanted to make for years, down to the characters and mechanics. It hurts that someone made it. You can still do it, okay? Now you know what to avoid if you really want to if you're really worried about that. I wouldn't let that stop me, to be honest, but that's just me. Especially if I put that much work into it. I'm like, okay, I'll do it, but I'll find a way to try to, make it more original. All right. We're going to make the patch, and then I think we'll stop here because I'm gonna have to switch to learning how to do UVs and whatnot. Now my new RPG is way better. Okay, well that's the spirit. Uh, is there anything you can carry over from that old RPG? Maybe there's something. Maybe you can add the characters at least and just have them and just, like mold them around. I don't know. I just don't want you to completely abandon all that work that you did. I don't know. I've never been in that position though, but if there's anything that that I feel I can try to help with, I try it, try to do it, it's got to be something. There's got to be something that you can keep, right? All right, sculpt, and then we're going to. Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back to shirt because I keep doing this. Go back to shirt, and we're going to Alt M that. I'm in a V up position. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in a V because I got my legs on the desk, on my desk, and now that I'm sunk down like almost a foot, I'm in a V shape. I can feel my legs start to tingle. It's not good. I'm V'd up right now. Where is okay? There's the patch. Let's go to sculpt mode. The stats and stuff made in Game Maker, and the item code is all reusable. Cool, cool, cool. I don't know when. I think when you told me about that game, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna play it. I kind of forgot about it, but I am gonna get it and play it because I do want to play. I am looking for RPGs to play, and I am gonna play them on stream because I want to make my own RPGs, and it's kind of like it's dual fun, dual research. This is what we came to do. Right there was to get rid of that, and oh wait, no, I didn't. I just had the wrong brush. Sorry, I'm a little uh a bit of in a kerfuffle, or kerfluffle. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I'm at. We're gonna get back on track here. The stats. Oh yeah, I already said that. Yeah. I do want to make an RPG as well, but I've only played a handful of RPGs, so part of the reason why I want to play so many RPGs is just for research. I have an idea of what I want the mechanics to be, but it's still too early to set in stone. So I think I told you about this 99. Well, basically I had an idea and I'm pretty sure it's been done, but there's like an affinity stat, right? Affinity with an A for all the party members that if you use a certain like I said, like if you have like 10 party members and you use three of them, well, and if you use those three together enough, they start complementing each other's attacks. That was the main meat and potatoes of the idea that I had. Like they'll start enhancing each other's attacks, or and there's like different combos. Think Chrono Cross will to where, but instead of just not limiting it to like a limit break or an ultimate attack, it's for everything. So if you do like a normal attack, maybe that person can boost that normal attack, or so on and so forth. If you use them enough together, that was the idea that I was playing with or toying with. Maybe it has been done, but I want to see that game in particular if they did do it, and see like how they did it. I recently had an idea for a bottle episode JRPG that takes place all on one map. One map is in like something like very small, like a room. I think you mentioned something like this, or are you talking about just like one map, as in like say Chrono Cross, if the whole game was in home world instead of like another world and home world? Yeah, in a room. Okay, just wanted to clarify. Oh, that's why that didn't seem right. It's clipping into his shoulder there, his muscles made his, or his at least the sleeve. No dungeons or mazes, etc. Think PT, but action JRPG. So what are we talking here? We talking like a time flip, Groundhog Days? What? What are we doing? I don't know. I don't have a lot to go on here because uh I don't know enough about PT or JRPGs in general to. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. I feel like they're not too unique, right? I'm not gonna say you play when you play them all, but there are a lot of similarities, right? Wait, you don't know about PT? I've seen it. I know that you go through it and then you reset and then you go through it again, and that keeps happening until you reach whatever the end is, right? That's why I'm asking. That's why I mentioned PT. Is that how your game is going to be, since it's only taking place on one map? Where like, does time reset, or is it like a Groundhog Day? Are you playing through one day and then resetting but keeping your progress? Like, how would being in one room the entire game? How is that going to work? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. I'm just curious here. I don't know any. I don't know what's going on. So no time mess. Just things keep happening to alter it. Okay. Yeah, just curious. Just a little. I'm curious. I want to add some time mess to my RPG because I got an idea that I'm pretty sure nobody has done, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. New game plus is the game. It's new game plus the game. You have to play new game plus to continue. But no, I don't know. Like, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I have a couple of ideas. I just don't know which ones I'll use. But I do want to use the affinity um, mechanic. I just want to see if it's been done. All right, so okay, we got a patch, I guess. I guess we could add. Well, no, because this guy's like, he's kind of like a, your Black Ops guy. They're not gonna have a lot of identifiable things on them. Not may probably not even this patch either, but uh, or rank. There'll be rank on his collar, but I don't know. I might just leave the patch and just not add anything else. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but we can always just omit drawing it, at the end of the day. Let me see something. I can do one patch here. Maybe no name, but have US Army there. Or I could just put two rectangles there. My current game has many recruitable characters, and depending on who you have, change the story. There's recruitable party members and action members. Each character has one unique mechanic or effect on the story or combat. Yeah, I was thinking of something similar. I like that idea though. Uh, it's a great idea. I think like what Chrono Cross should have done. They have so many characters in that game, which I like, by the way, but they have a very small like backstory for most of them. Very many of them are just there. Oh, I'm just here now. We just have Skelly. You get that he was like in a circus at some point and he died, and he got his parts scattered. That's it. You don't get no elaborate backstory to my knowledge anyway. You don't know who did that to him. You don't know what happened to him. You just know that it happened. And maybe that's because I didn't play Chrono Trigger. I don't know. I'm pretty sure some of those characters have some kind of reference somewhere, but I don't know that for sure. I haven't played Chrono Trigger, so that's still on the list of mine. Don't kill me for not playing that game. I'm sorry. All right, I didn't get into RPGs until late in my childhood. Okay, I was pretty much leaving that part of my life when I started playing RPGs. No, I'm saying no. Actually, no. I was still a preteen when I would play Buck Rogers Countdown to Doomsday. So unforgivable. Yeah. See, what do you want from me? I played Chrono Cross first and I beat it. Okay, that should count for something. All right. I'm sure I helped Chrono somehow. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I've drawn Chrono a lot because he was in my gaming magazine, like I explained yesterday. I like the design of it, and I was a fan of. I was just getting into Akira Toriyama, so I was like, "Oh yeah, this looks like Dragon Ball Z," and I was like, "Yeah, this character design is pretty cool." And I started drawing Chrono. I didn't know where he was from. Well, I knew he was from Chrono Trigger, but I didn't know anything about the story. I just drew Chrono. I think I made my own version of Chrono too, but yeah. And then I completely forgot the character I made that was inspired by Chrono. I don't even know. I can't even begin to tell you what kind of character it was, but I know I made my own version of Chrono at some point. Um, but yeah, I drew the character, just never played the game. I tried it for 20 minutes or so, but I was in a position where I couldn't really sit down and like really get into it. But I did try it, and it was the little bit of it. I mean, it seemed interesting. Same thing with Earthbound too. I have to, but I got a little further in Earthbound because Earthbound is so out there that it kind of grabbed me for a bit. I got up to the blue cult people. I was really enjoying that game, but again, for the same reason, I couldn't get into it because at the time, I was preoccupied with real life stuff. But I do want to return to both of those games and play them. Let's see, sculpt mode. All right, let's see. How about we should just draw one strip right here, right across, make it nice and dark, so we can pull something from it. You know what? Let's make it a little thicker, and then we can shrink it to a proper rectangular size. As an example, the save point of the game is a character. You say you unlock a character X and character Y in the story, X will die, causing Y to leave the party. If you get only one, they stay no matter what. Oh, okay, yeah, that is interesting. I'm trying to think. There was okay, so it's kind of like it's more in the direction of what Mass Effect was doing, where like if you have like a certain Paragon or Renegade affinity or like some kind of combination, or not actually, a certain Renegade or a Paragon affinity, then you can prevent two characters from their conflict coming to a head to a point to where you can't where it affects them their fate in the story or something like that, but more in depth in your case, something like that. And I forgot to put symmetry, so we're gonna have to control Z all that and do it again. Apologies again. Look, we're there, okay? We're there. We're gonna get there. We're there, and we're gonna get there. All right. Now let's try to sharpen that. I don't know what kind of shape we're gonna get from this because it's very thin. But if we can get some kind of rectangle or line that's unbroken, we should be good. And the answer is no. We did not get anything. We got two dot. Well, on the left, we could have worked with this if it was on both sides, but this, no. Kind of, yeah, but every character in game affected each other. It's a complicated story web to make sure everyone affects each other. I wanted a character driven story. Yeah, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Okay, hold on. Alt M because we want to take the patch mask off. I keep forgetting to do that. It's not a big deal, but if you create another mask on the same, then you're gonna going to end up creating another mesh when you extract your new mesh. So we want to make sure we get rid of those masks before we do that. That's something I'm going to have to worry about in the, like, I'm going to have to like kind of curb in the future. It's not a small thing, but it can become something. It can be, you can have extra unnecessary polygons as a result. We don't want that, because if I pose the character and there's like a little piece of something just floating in the air, we can delete it, but it's something that we can prevent from happening. You know, it's not a big deal. So we have to keep that in mind in the future, because we've done that like 10 times already with our first mesh. Our first official mesh. Um I did not go this hard on. I made some very basic clothes with the garment tool, and that's it. No shoes. I downloaded the shoes, and no accessories either. It was literally just these simple meshes here for proof of concept. That yes, I can, if I can in theory create clothes. The end. But now we're pushing further into that direction of making more in-depth clothing for our more in-depth characters. At least that's the goal anyway. All right, that's a little bit thicker. So let me see if oh wait, let me sharpen that first. Even though, like I said, it's very low poly, I still hit sharpen anyway. I don't know if it'll really help. I just do it. Okay, we got some infinity symbols here. We might be able to work with that. Let's try it. Sculpt mode. I have a pet peeve of Metroidvanias that don't let you put markers on the map. Have any of them done that? The ones I've played, well, besides let's see, the ones, here's the ones I played. Fusion, Zero, Aria. I tried Dawn. I've still got to continue that. I guess that's another stream, future stream. Hell, I even play Aria, even though I know that game pretty much. And I'm going to grind the soul, so expect that. I'm sorry, I got to do it. It's just I have to do it anyway. And Circle the Moon and Symphony of the Night. These are the Metroidvanias that I've played. They were either Metroid or Castlevania. I haven't played any other ones, but none of those allow you to make um, markers. So which one of them do that? I don't know. Definitely something I've never seen or played. I do have Dead Cells on my wish list. Is that a Metroidvania? I don't know. Or is that a roguelike? I forget. I don't know. Disregard if it's not that. If it's not, I'm pretty sure it's not. Basically, all the indie platformers since 2014 use markers. Those Metroids you listed let you. Oh, Zero and Fusion do? I don't remember that. I can just look at the map. They tell you where you are. You can just use that information to get where you're going. I mean, that's the way I did it. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played them, so I don't remember marking anything though. Unit patch, and then we're gonna have I'm just gonna call them front patches. There we go. Now we're going to inflate them. No, not where to go, not where to get where you're going. It's to remind you where the spot you can use your double jump, or at least a secret you have to revisit. Oh, that okay. That's too easy, I think. But you know, I don't know. I mean, I know they know it's quality of life adjustments, but I never really had that problem. Usually, I would remember where I, if there was like a big long area where I can't go any further, I'm going to try to explore that if I get the big high jump or whatever the heck equivalent for whatever game has that. I mean, you just go to where you haven't really explored and just go from there, right? That's what I would do. What the heck? Can I pull this into a shape that I can use, or Well, this does not bode well, does it? We almost had it. We may have to redo that. I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna delete it and do it again. Play as play as many as I do, and you will see many of these giant ass modern mats and I easily remember. And you probably won't backtrack to them. Yeah, I did not consider that these games could be bigger than the originals because the originals aren't that big. Um, well, maybe Metroid and Symphony of the Night are because they started on platforms that probably hold more data than the Game Boy Advance ones. But I'm just that's just a guess. I actually don't honestly don't know if that's true or not. All right, so we still have the masks there, so we can just edit those masks. I guess that's one good thing about leaving the masks on. If we don't mask them correctly, we can just go back. Map completion tracker and markers are musts for these giant ass maps. A lot of the modern ones are like, look how huge our map is. That's a selling point, right? Uh, I certainly don't mind, but I can see how that would turn a lot of people off. I mean, that's just a me thing, really. If you make a giant map, at least make it fun. That's really all you really need to do, right? But some people don't like giant worlds. Some people don't like your Witcher type worlds, but for a Metroidvania, I would enjoy it. But yeah, yeah, I get it. But it would be cool, like if you have like a Witcher type game that doesn't hold your hand. You have to actually go and travel, almost like a Vanity. I know that's not every something that everyone's gonna like. That's more of a me thing though. So yeah, I get it though. I do get it. See, object. No, not object mode. We're gonna go scope back to sculpt, and we're gonna hit the mask. We're gonna sharpen it, and then we're going to extract. Okay, that's better. That's much better. We got it. Now we can do front pockets. I like the giant map games. I just need it's just that I need a way to remember where to use the ability that I unlock in 50 hours. Yeah, yeah. A game like that, you say, my friend, that is Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, they're coming. They're coming. Just hang on a little bit longer. They're coming. They're coming. Scope mode. Okay. Inflate, deflate. Yeah, inflate. We want to do inflate. We want to inflate these, and then we're going to rectangularize them. That's probably not a word. I just made a word up. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and line these up with the pockets, and then once we get these going, I think we're gonna call it because I mean, besides switching to another mesh, which I could do, um, there's nothing more I can do with this mesh. We're going to be officially done with our clothing and the accessories, and the footwear. It's literally just all of the technical baking, unwrapping, and then the hair, smoothing it out so it doesn't look like he's lawnmower man. Which actually I can do that at any time. I can do that right now, but it's not super important right now, so I'm not going to do it until I absolutely am sure that I can do it and not worry about anything. Well, I know. You know what? Strike that. I'm gonna wait until it's the last thing I have to do because, like I said, it's not important if it's smooth now. When we start putting in the details, I think that's before then is when you have to when I would have to smooth it. I think when you start before I do the baking, there's really no other set time to do it before then. Just as long as before then, I mean. All right, so let's see, the patches are very thick. I'm not gonna. Well, actually, you know what? But this would be easy because finding like a patch that says U.S. Army on it, I'm sure there's a picture out there that we could just place right there. Unfortunately, I have to head to work. Great stream. Catch you later. All right. Thank you for stopping by, 99. I'm going to stop anyway. This is usually sometime between 12 and 12:30. I stop. I'm just getting these patches um tweaked a little bit, and then I'm going to stop. I want to thank everybody who stopped by. I really appreciate you being here. Those of you who watch the VODs or on the YouTube, I want to thank you all as well. I know there's someone out there is watching them. I appreciate you too. Okay, I promise you we're gonna get to a point where we're just vomiting these out, and hopefully they'll be at a decent quality when we improve our speed doing this. We're still relearning how to do everything, do all this in Blender. Cheers, man. Thanks for the stream. Thank you as well. Thank you for stopping by and watching and lurking. And yeah, because I really appreciate it. I really this is very fun for me. I really enjoy doing this. Um, I fully expected to just do this, and because this isn't speaking to myself and thinking out loud. There's no I don't have a problem doing that. Sometimes when there's something really tickling my brain, I'll do it even off stream. But so yeah, I expected just to just be streaming to myself basically when I first planned on streaming. And I'm so glad that people enjoy this enough. Sorry, my fan just kicked on super loud on my other computer and it was very startling. Um, yeah, I really expected to just do this and stream to myself, and that would have been perfectly okay. But I'm very glad that people were enjoying this enough to stop by and come watch for a while or lurk. I'm going to turn symmetry off real quick, and then I'm going to just slowly adjust this, and then we're going to stop it. Okay, I might just do some finish adjusting this off stream because we're going to stop it here. I'm just being very nitpicky right here with this patch. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, there we go. Just gonna pull this. We're gonna have to do these without symmetry because they are slightly different from each other. Yeah, that's okay. That's good. We can work with that. All right, I'm gonna turn the symmetry back on. I'm gonna save it. All right. Again, I want to thank you all for stopping by. We will be back tomorrow. I'm going to be working on because now we're in the stage where I'm going to have to figure out what to do next for this as far as the baking. That's going to involve using other tutorials. I don't really want to. I'm not going to really stream that, but tomorrow we're going to come back with another mesh that I'm working on and work on that. Okay, so if you happen to stop by tomorrow, that's what you're going to see, and I hope to see you there. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time, okay?